Good morning, good noon, good evening, whatever time and place you're listening to us from, straight from the 909. It's Mark, Ali, myself, Isaiah, and together, that's hip-hop. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. It really will make a difference. Today is a very, 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 very unique, special episode.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
And I mean that. I'm not just saying that this time.
No, this is deep.
We're talking about Tucci,
One of the greats.
Young Weezy, baby, Mr. Carter. Lil Wayne's so monumental to hip hop. And it's so crazy because he came to us
Dumb young.
Yeah.
He was like 16.
Very young. Yeah.
16.
We're talking about the original Lil.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have so many Lil rappers today.
Yeah.
This is like the original.
One of the originals.
It's like Lil Bow Wow, Lil
Kim.
Romeo, Lil Wayne.
Lil Kim,
Lil,
that's it.
Yeah. It's like before his Lil, the next important Lil was Little Rascals.
Yeah, exactly. There was no other
It wasn't 800 of them like there are now.
Yeah. But he was just so influential, so prolific, emerging from New Orleans rap scene as a teenager with the Hot Boys. Wayne quickly established himself as a force to be reckoned with. His impact extends through his mentorship and influence with the new generation of artists. And he also founded Young Money Entertainment. Mm-hmm. He played the pivotal role in launching the careers of superstars like, Drake and Nicki Minaj.
Facts.
His relentless work ethic is just undeniable. He's innovative in his approach to music even. And he's also willing to experiment with different styles. And that's what makes him an indelible mark on hip hop. There's just nobody that is or can replace Lil Wayne. There won't be another Lil Wayne. We're talking about his fourth studio album, The Carter, released June 29th, 2004 by Cash Money Records and Universal Records. The production on this album was mostly handled by Cash Money's former in-house producer. Big ups to this dude too, Manny Fresh.
Legend.
Underrated.
Very
appreciated.
Legend.
I mean, we always talk about producers all the time, and I always forget about Manny Fresh.
Legend.
And this dude took over for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard US Billboard 200 chart and received favorable reviews from critics, selling 116,000 copies in its first week. And Go DJ became Wayne's first mainstream hit as a lead artist, reaching the top 15 of the Billboard Hot 100. The album was later certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America in September 2020. Singles off this album are Bring It Back, Go DJ, and Earthquake. The album is 79 minutes and 7 seconds. Ali chose this album today for us to cover. And one of the things I mentioned to my associates here is that this is going to be one of our memorable episodes just off the jump, just because of who we're discussing.
Absolutely.
This is a different class tier of MC from other MCs we've talked about. He's in a certain category that's very few. We're talking about maybe Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne. I guess we could put Tupac and Biggie in there just because of their impactfulness.
Yeah.
But
he's on that small list.
Yeah, it's a very short list.
He's on that short list of when you talk greatest rapper of all time.
Yeah,
you have to mention Lil Wayne. He's done enough and made enough of an impact where you can't have that discussion and Lil Wayne doesn't come up. You just can't.
Yeah, it's facts.
You can't.
He has that, and it's funny that Ali and myself were mentioning this before the show started, but we did mention The Undertaker in our conversations. If you guys don't believe it or not, we do have conversations before this podcast starts. And Ali and myself were talking about wrestling, of course. And we mentioned The Undertaker. And The Undertaker comes to mind when I think about Lil Wayne because The Undertaker really doesn't get mentioned in a lot of greatest of all time.
That's true.
Because he's always been that continuously appearing guy.
Yeah.
And
Always there.
the phrase goes, "How can I miss you if you don't go away?" Now with Lil Wayne, we're nearing the 20-year mark of his debut, but we do know that his debut isn't necessarily the debut that we know him from.
Correct.
Right.
Where he drops off that fire memorable verse on Back That Ass Up.
Come on. That was
On
the
Juvenile's joint
Yep,
too.
that was the introduction.
So
And he only had like a short, like maybe a few minutes,
And it's
like not even a minute, like maybe
not
30
even
seconds.
a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Right.
30 seconds
But
to
it's
make a memorable
iconic.
impression. Yeah, very iconic.
And from that moment, he, with maybe a break here and there between maybe a few months, you don't hear, you may have not heard a feature or a single or an album. He was extremely active even up to this point. So now we're nearing on about 30 years because we're at the 4-year mark now. You know, we're going to be about, 36?
Yep.
No, 26, excuse me. We're at the 26-year mark of
Yeah,
him
of his
doing
career.
continuously
Right.
doing music.
Right.
So it's cool that we could put him in this conversation like that. If you guys can dig the analogy, of course.
And, you know, my analogy I'm going to take into the sports realm would be...
Wrestling's not a sport.
Well,
of
I'll
course.
say, no. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
kidding,
You're
bro.
right. No, you're
Go,
right.
yeah, you're good. You're good,
No,
brother.
wrestling is a great analogy, though. And I'm just going to take it just to another analogy I was thinking
course.
of doing my homework. AI, Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
AI came in the game, changed the game
He
immediately. Just his style, like
Changed the whole face of it.
Yeah, just that alone, his approach to it was different.
Yeah.
And going forward after that, you see basketball players all tatted up now. Like that was from AI, Allen Iverson.
Facts.
Accessories.
Yeah.
For a cool minute,
Broke
for
the mold.
no reason, everyone's wearing
sleeves.
Right.
finger
All of a
finger
sudden-
guards.
All of a sudden,
Headbands.
hat sideways or like, you know,
Yeah.
like different stuff like that.
People trying to
Absolutely.
trick the headband every kind of way too.
Right.
You are not lying. I mean, he literally changed the face of basketball, and that's literally what Wayne has done with hip hop.
And akin to Allen Iverson, this gentleman did change the game of hip hop.
And
In many ways.
Allen Iverson's one of the greats, like one of the greatest to do it.
Absolutely.
So I just like, I was trying to put it down and I was like, man, this guy is like that. Like, you know, Lil Wayne came in the game like that.
And it's cool that you mentioned a guy like Allen Iverson, because Allen Iverson, you look at his bill, if you actually took the blank template of Allen Iverson
Yeah.
and 6 feet,
yeah,
170
just
pounds
maybe.
soaking
Pound
wet,
for pound, you're right. Pound for
you're going to
pound,
be like,
but
no, this guy's not going to be a presence in the point guard position.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he will be. As a matter of fact, he's never a point guard most of the time.
Right.
He's actually a shooting
He's
guard.
a short 2 guard, really.
You take a blank slate to Lil Wayne's attributes in the beginning, you never think.
You wouldn't see it
You would
coming.
never think he'd go off the gates like that.
No.
No.
But he did,
He did.
Yeah.
just like AI.
I mean, the only ones that knew were the ones that were around him.
Right.
I mean,
Can you imagine having that hunch
the only
back in the day?
the only people that literally always say that they knew from the jump is Birdman and Juvenile. They're the only ones. And Juvenile was the star of Cash
He was
Money.
the star.
But he said he knew Wayne is gonna surpass everything out there. He said when Wayne
He was one
grows
of
up
those
and matures,
child prodigies.
he said Wayne's gonna change the entire game.
Yeah, definitely a child prodigy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like almost anything he touched, even early on with Cash Money, was gold.
Yeah.
He would coin phrases that I've never heard. Bling bling.
He literally
Never
invented
heard
the
of
phrase
that.
bling bling.
Never heard of that. And ever since then, it was like, it was so contagious. Everybody was, you know, iced out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brought the Ice Age. He
Yeah.
brought that era in hip hop. Like he ushered that in.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy.
Jacob the jeweler has a lot to thank due to Cash Money Records.
Facts. That's a fact.
And the bootleg, the guys who bootleg the
Fake
Jacob
ones.
the
The
jeweler.
fake ones too. Yeah, absolutely. I had a fake Jacob once upon a time.
Today, gentlemen, you know, I just want to like at least give Lil Wayne his props, his due. Don't mind what's in my cup. You know, I just want to.
Smells like
I see what you're doing there.
I know half of it is Sprite.
I see what you're doing
No,
there.
I just want to give Tucci. Like, I just want to give him his due, man. This guy is, I was telling Ali before we started the show, like I completely, and this sucks for me, but I missed his rise during the 2000s because, as you know, Mark, that's the time I was more dedicated to church, and I was kind of in this bubble of like like Christian MCs and stuff. So like I got like deep into Christian MCs, but I missed really his rise. Although I knew it was there because at work, obviously, everybody was on their phones, bumping Lil Wayne's like newish. There was literally a dude that was just so on Lil Wayne.
It's like he came out with the mixtape every week.
It literally was every week. It was insane. Like it got to a point, and I mean, you know, I got a lot of love, respect for Lil Wayne, but there was a moment where I got tired of him because everybody around me, it was all they listened to. It was, I mean, if it wasn't Lil Wayne, they weren't listening. I was like, can we please listen to somebody else?
Yeah.
Like, that's how much music he was putting out that was resonating with the people. It was like from 06 to about 09, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
And in my corner, I did more of like a deliberate miss. And I say that because maybe coupled with the fact of just being overwhelmed by him, because initially I did like Lil Wayne. I actually had his debut album. I thought the block is hot.
Fire.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
fire.
As a kid, that's take you back down memory lane.
The Block is Hot is a classic.
Take you back down memory lane. The first few albums I've ever bought as a kid, going to the warehouse, just walking my happy ass to the warehouse, was the Slim Shady LP, Sporty Thieves, No Pigeon single, and Lil Wayne's first album.
Yep, The Block is Hot.
And it's like, plus the Monsters of Rap on tape.
Yeah,
all
you
of
mentioned
that.
that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think somebody got mad about that.
yeah, like people in the comments.
This is
like,
the way you heard Tribe.
If you guys really want to have a good time, look at the comments on the Low End Theory, review.
Uh-oh.
Because as much as we got into Low End Theory and A Tribe Called Quest, and it's pretty evident that we do like A Tribe Called Quest here, we get shat on very very vigorously by some dude who's like, your debut to a lot of hip hop people, which is like, what better way to get introduced to a lot of people into hip hop on the hip hop tip than a hip hop compilation of people called the Monsters of Rap.
Yeah.
Right.
And this guy's upset that I got introduced to a lot of good artists on that. But anyway, I digress. But so it's like, even off the jump, I like Lil Wayne. But then in the sense of like me being like real pro underground at this point, once you get a little taste of Jedi Mind this, Immortal Technique that, Souls of Yada Yada, High Road this, High Road that, you get this like kind of angst towards the mainstream.
Absolutely.
And this is, again, a big evidence of like, with Isaiah being in his lane on the Christian tip, like with him doing it in his spirituality, it was me in my lane of like, man, I didn't dig Wayne because there was just a lot of like people that would spew out generic opinions about him. And then I'm just like, I know what real lyricism sounds like at that point anyway.
Right.
So it was that alienation on my end.
I think, and maybe you might relate to this, but the way I saw it was one dimensional. I saw lyricism as one dimensional. You had to sound underground. You have to sound indie. That was hip hop to me, like underground.
Right.
But like now, as you mature, you realize it's not one dimensional. You can be
it's
lyrical in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate the way Lil Wayne is lyrical in his own way, you know, because he is like, this dude, his lyrics are crazy. His lyrics are actually really crazy.
The delivery.
Yeah.
I mean, the inflections in his voice.
All of it.
I mean,
he has so much to him that
Yes.
goes under the radar that I don't think a lot of people realize that's going on. The science to it is there. You know what I mean?
The best way to think about it is he has so many tools. He's hip hop's Swiss Army knife.
Exactly.
Facts.
Yeah,
You need to uncork a wine bottle.
Yep.
You need to file your nails. You need to cut something.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne is that dude that does it because punchlines, charisma, versatility. You need a chorus? Got you. Like,
Great chorus, great hook writer.
Yeah.
and with that skill, you think of one dude at the first time, you think of 50.
Right.
You think of 50
Yeah.
being able to do that. But dude, it's like he surpasses 50 because, dude, the lyricism's there.
Yep.
The punchlines are there. It's like, dude,
There
these
was a
dimensions
point-
on him is insane.
Yeah. There was a point when 50 was hating on him.
Yeah.
Like, who is this dude? Nah, what has he really done? You know, tell me something interesting. And
Yeah.
it's like a year later, little did 50 know, like this was gonna be the dude.
This was the guy.
Yeah.
He literally took hip hop over. I mean, it's gonna be very hard for a rapper to be as hot as Lil Wayne was at his hottest.
His run is crazy at his hottest.
It just
from like 2006 to like what?
It's about 09, 2010.
I'd even say to 2011.
Yeah, you can stretch to 2011. Yeah. I'll be okay with that. Yeah, that was just, I mean, from when the Carter 3 dropped, 1 million the first week. Yeah. Like, who in that time, you know, when people are, you know, downloading, you know, off online and stuff.
And then not to mention all the mixtapes before in the same
predating
month.
Social media is insane.
Insane. I mean, there was a time, I forget which magazine it was, but it was in 2007. And they were ranking the top 77 Lil Wayne songs of 2007. Like,
that's crazy.
If I had to sit here and name 77 rap songs, it would take a couple hours. The fact that they had a list of just 77 songs with Lil Wayne in that 1 year.
Just 1 year.
Crazy.
Yeah. That is
Here's
crazy.
our top 50 in the month of June.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Crazy. I do want to speak about, and let's go into the style now. One thing to mention, just right off the bat, that separates him and a few others. He's gotten away from writing lyrics. You know, I think in maybe Cash Money he did, but then
I think this was the album he started.
He eventually moved away from it.
I think this was the album he started,
which is taking a whole new approach.
Writing.
I don't understand, and I'm an MC. You guys, you guys also dabble in that. Like, I don't understand that quite yet. Of like not writing down your lyrics and just keeping it like all in the mental, like, and just reciting it that way. To me, that's so just. I'm not familiar with that approach. He's one of the guys that does that.
And it's not surprising that the few people that we know that do it are multi-platinum artists, are the greatest artists of all time. You know, you associate talent with the genius behind it.
Okay, like who's a couple of people that do that? Like Jay-Z,
Biggie did it.
Did that? Yeah, Biggie.
Wayne.
Pac did it for a few joints. You know, there's.
As far as the good ones, those are the ones I can think of.
Yeah,
you know, I'm sure there's other rappers that do it, but to that level, that's hard. That's very difficult to do. And then when you see the way that, you know, Wayne is able to, you know, just put different flows together and different concepts together within his rhyme schemes, the fact that you can think of him doing that without putting pen to paper is really insane.
He's added that element to it, melodic. You know, that's the thing that I think the underground MCs were missing is the melody in it.
Yes.
He mixes the melody within his lyrics.
Absolutely.
Which also makes it more memorable as well. On top of that, and it adds the element of flow. You know, it's interesting nowadays, Mark, because when I would write, I never really thought about flow. I just thought flow just came as you write the lyrics. But there are actual MCs who put the flow first before the lyrics come. You know, they think of like, you know, da 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 da. They think of that first. I never really approached it that way. I just kind of wrote to the beat and, you know, fit the lyrics within the flow as I go. But some think of it first, and then, you know, and he's one of the MCs that like mixes that melodic sound, even messing with the what was it that Auto-tune. Even messing with that too, and being one of the early pioneers in doing that.
He was doing that for a little while. I mean, he was very experimental, not afraid to take risks. He's worked with almost every great producer there is, almost every great MC there is. But the thing is, with Wayne, because he started so young, and it's almost like, I think he just recently turned, you know, 40 a couple years ago. Like, the fact that he's been in the game almost 30 years.
I was 16 last week.
Unless he's, you know, barely over, you know, he's in his early 40s, but he's been in the game almost 30 years. He's been in the game, you know, over half his life. And yet the fact that still to this day, his features are crazy
numbers. They like, he has over like, and I'm just pulling out these numbers now out of my ass, but they were saying like, he has numbers like so many songs. It's like almost like 100,000 songs or some crazy number.
Compiling the mixtapes,
Yeah, and so many different like tracks. It's just like it's really like crazy. When you actually look at the numbers of how much this guy's put out in production, like
the volume is almost unmatched.
It's stupid.
It's the inevitable success you'd get if you're talented and just put out massive volume like that.
It's
like just carpet bombing hip hop
every day in the studio. Also made his studio mobile, mind you. bringing it in a
On
black
the road.
bag everywhere he goes. Like that's also dope.
Yep.
Style wise though, you know, when I hear Lil Wayne, I think of like clever wordplay. That's automatic. And it's different too. It's not like wordplay that we'd hear from other MCs. Like Lil Wayne will say something that seems really simple and almost cheesy, but he makes it cool and he says it from his angle, which is just like, he might say a line that might be similar to another MC, but he'll say it his way,
right?
Which makes it cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, that's different. Like,
yeah, I've always thought about him with his punchlines. He literally takes the punchline and drags it through the mud.
Yeah,
but he drags it through the mud so everybody listens in and like hears the impact.
Right.
Because you could do a punchline like the most like twice in a lifetime. A punchline says, "I make rappers march like the third month."
Right.
That took me years to figure out.
Right.
And I'm really adept at listening to lyrics.
Right.
But then he does the one, you know, G's moving silent like lasagna.
Yeah.
And that's clever as, you know, make rappers march like the third month.
Right.
But it's dragging the punchline through the mud. So like, it's just generic at all levels to where, you know, hip hop enthusiasts like it. The entry level, you know, listener can listen in on
and the
it.
thing is, it's swaggy, but it's also on a hard hitting beat, which is just like, I was trying to think of like, you know, how did I miss this, you know, during his rise, because it is lyrical. It's on a hard beat. You know what I mean? So it's like he hits all those things. It's like you might hear a Cannabis, very lyrical, has the punchlines, but polar opposite beat wise.
Right.
The beat is not hard hitting, and it doesn't sound like he's having fun. Cannabis. It sounds like he's just you know, military
it's
style.
a chip on the shoulder type of rap.
Whereas Lil Wayne, it's funny, poor Cannabis, man. We always use you as a freaking like bar.
Hey, but
We
in
always
high
use you as a
regard,
bar.
and this is high regard.
Lyrically, he's
always use
he's
him.
basically unmatched lyrically.
But like
we
Lil
can't deny.
Wayne, it feels like he's having fun. It's like not trying too hard, but like it hits, and you can catch it for the simple listener, but yet it's hard hitting still. Like that's so much things in one quick bar, like, you know.
Talking about his style too, I'd like to mention that he's one of the few charisma first MCs.
Oh yeah, that's
and
right.
being the charisma first MC, there's not a lot of them in hip hop because your style and your marketability have to go with it. So you have to actually make good songs
he's
too.
like a kind of like the first example of like a rock star, but a rapper rock star.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
We go with the most notable example next to him, and that's ODB.
For sure.
Yeah.
But with ODB, his glaring weakness was the lyricism. It's obvious at this point in comparison to what Lil Wayne does. Lil Wayne's characteristic, he's charismatic first. And my case in point for that is the Juvenile Back That Ass Up. Like that verse is something we all know.
Yep.
We can all recite when the song comes on.
It's very efficient.
And we were curious about the gentleman, and then we end up finding like, oh, he's about what, 15, 14, around this time, whatever.
Right. Kid.
And we understand at that point, the first thing is the charisma is undeniable. And that's something that he rode on with even up to this point, because he could still, you give him a skateboard now, he's cool as hell. You put him in the booth, cool as hell.
But then he has that switch, that superstar switch, where like his persona is, once it gets into that Lil Wayne mode,
it's over with.
Yeah, it's over.
There's a lot of MCs that are just stars, but then there's these charisma first gentlemen like ODB, like a lot of gentlemen in Onyx.
But they'll lack the lyrical end that or the substance that Lil Wayne brings.
Chip Fu from the Fooshnickens. I mean, that for real. Q-Tip.
Oh, for sure.
I'd like to say that, but you know, there's just this charisma first MCs. You know, like he's one of them, and that puts you in very high regard because you know what, like. In Q-Tip's case, he doesn't need to put out a project every so often. Lil Wayne likes to.
Yes.
And, you know, there's just stuff that's going to couple with that type of title, plus the fact he's the longevity for putting out songs so long. Dude, he's in the stratosphere. You're going to be in the stratosphere by default. Already with that charisma.
And it's crazy. A lot of the new rappers too, they still pay homage to Lil Wayne.
They have to.
Like Lil Pump, Lil Uzi Vert.
They gotta pay dues.
All of them, what they do, like mimics what Lil Wayne already did. Yeah.
I mean, even down to Young Thug. I mean, all those guys.
But I mean, is it then? I'm gonna pose an interesting question to you guys. Is it Lil Wayne's fault that we have these all these little MCs that I think get criticized for not having the lyrical substance, but it's charisma first?
Okay.
Is it Lil Wayne's fault on the trajectory that he sent hip hop in? Because he's obviously made such an impact and influence.
For sure.
He sent it in a trajectory just by his career alone. And we appreciate it. We call it hip hop. It's obviously hip hop, but do we like the trajectory that it sent it in?
I think. Go ahead.
You don't. You got it.
Okay. I would say, I mean, the influence is undeniable. I just wish that the emphasis on lyricism was picked up more than just the swag and just the charisma and just the star power. I think that a lot of the people that we've mentioned that are heavily influenced by him, they took those pieces of him without diving into the lyrical part of it. You know what I mean? And I think like even, Kendrick Lamar has a project when he was still K-Dot called C4, basically paying homage to the Carter 3. And, that's where he first started doing the different, inflections in his voices and all of that, because
Lil Wayne does that too.
He said because Lil Wayne was the artist that kind of triggered him to start, doing things with his voice as an instrument. So I do think we do see positives, of the influence. I just wish more that took that direct influence were a little bit better on the lyrical side, and rather than just having the swag and the star power and the charisma.
Right. We're not going to put Lil Wayne at the fault of people that he's influenced. He's a giant stone in a lake, and that giant stone's going to cause the ripples. Yeah. But those ripples are a lot, and some ripples are going to be good for the nature around it. Some are going to be bad. I don't want to create an echo chamber with Ali's point, but you do bring up a good point, Ali, to where a lot of people were looking at his influence as simply surface level, to where it's like, oh, great. So kind of like Popeye with the spinach or something, like, oh, I could be like Lil Wayne if I just, take a lot of promethazine and Sprite, drink it and be cool.
Yeah, and do that.
And, or just take the surface level attributes of him. And no, it's a lot more complicated than that, because this guy's delved into lyricism and he's put out a tremendous volume of work that a lot of people aren't able to catch up with. Yeah. So people may have taken, speaking of timelines and stuff like this is the timeline where people are taking the easy route on, slap a little name on that, and maybe you're just a little whack.
So let's dig a little deeper now. Let's go on to like Lil Pump, a byproduct of a Lil Wayne. And Lil Pump, he's geared all around drugs and all these different things, lean, all of that. Like
even Tekashi 6ix9ine, I can even put in that same category too.
Okay, but like with that, then like I like your point though about how you were saying that's more like maybe on the MC himself. I'm not putting the emphasis on the lyrical end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I get that. But is there like, I don't know.
We can't. We're gonna take the strong suit of what they've taken from Lil Wayne, and that's the charisma.
Right.
Because we wouldn't be talking about these MCs if they didn't have that up at the front.
Right.
But like everything, like when, the settlers are panning for gold in San Francisco during the gold rush. A lot of things that look like gold when they're panning.
Right.
But you look at it and you see it's pyrite.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Keep panning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gold nugget.
Yeah.
This is the one. There's few MCs that are the one gold nugget amongst all the pyrite.
Right.
So with your
6ix9ines
with all these ones that do shine bright, you get the other ones that they're influenced by. You get the J. Cole that comes out.
Exactly.
You get the Kendricks that come out.
That are also influenced by Lil Wayne as well.
Big Sean.
So we gotta
except
also
Rocky.
say that. Yeah.
They've all worked. I mean, Lil Wayne worked with all of those guys because they all at one point, remember, downloading the mixtape or buying the Carter 2 or whatever and being influenced by those records.
Even the big names, Jay-Z influenced by him, I'm sure, and then Kanye and
for sure
Eminem influenced by him.
And to further that analogy, who's panning the gold? It's the mass audience. You know,
Right, exactly.
they'll pick up the pyrite, shines a little bit, they like it, but then you know
Over time.
they
So
know
it's-
what to
it's
really
your
find.
fault. It's your fault. No.
seriously.
Dog, one of these days we're just gonna. I foresee us doing like a live show, and we're just gonna have a Q&A that's just gonna be like, "What do you think about this? What do you think about this?" Da da da.
I'm ready for it.
And I'm just gonna be on the couch with like a twisted tea
Give
in
me
my
the
hand.
questions.
Twisted tea in my hand, and I'm just gonna like, man, get out of here.
Give me all the questions.
Yeah, give us all the questions.
All right, so moving on, let's talk about the album cover. This is a very iconic album cover.
That's a good question though. By the way,
Yeah.
I gotta give you props on
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry. You know, we had to go into that because
Absolutely.
obviously, you know, this all ties back to Lil Wayne in some way. So it's a good discussion to talk about it. But the album cover itself, the Carter. This is his fourth studio album. You know, Lil Wayne hasn't even hit his prime yet.
21 years old.
He
man.
hasn't even hit the
21.
prime yet.
Legally buying booze.
Barely.
And he's already making waves. He's already making by putting out all these mixtapes, you know, that are like kind of back to be like, he's putting the pedal to the metal, like, you know, that he took what 50 Cent did and like just put gas to it, like
Absolutely.
and
almost half a decade away from his Back That Ass Up
right,
debut.
exactly, yep.
Well,
Yeah.
So
good
this
call.
is now like a different side of him. This is him now. You know, this isn't the Cash Money Records Lil
Right.
Wayne.
Hot Boys.
This is the Carter. This is a different, you know, side of him. This is the true him that we're getting introduced to. This album cover has Lil Wayne with the big white tee. We has a gold chain.
Tall T era.
You know, he has his head kind of like tilted, looking kind of like down at you, like man, he's about to show you something.
Yeah.
And then he's like in the city, downtown area. I'm not sure which city this is. I'm assuming this is Louisiana for sure, probably, where he's from. Then you have Lil Wayne, and then the Carter written in cursive. What's your guys' take about this album?
mind you, when a gentleman's looking at you like that in the club or wherever, you go the opposite direction.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's where he's going to show you something.
That looks like
if it's
you
if
want
it's
a problem,
yeah.
there's a problem
if
right
it's
here.
in the studio, he's going to show you a fire verse.
Yeah. Yeah,
If it's in the
exactly.
streets,
You in the
it's something
street,
else.
it looks like about to be a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
You know what I mean? Now,
Wrong Lil Wayne.
one interesting thing about the title,
Yeah.
you know, the Carter. So, you know, that's based on the projects from New Jack City, the building from where, you know, they made all the, you know, where the big cocaine operation took
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that his last name is Carter is purely coincidence. So when growing up, I thought it was called that because his last name is Carter, but the Carter actually represents the projects from New Jack City. Really, all of Cash Money, even the name Cash Money is based off of New Jack City.
Yeah, we gotta do an
Cash
episode just on that one day. New Jack City and
Oh, seriously, the
Crush-
impact that
Crush
that
Groove.
had on, like the impact
Oh,
movies had on hip
just on
hop.
movies.
That would be that.
Yeah,
Look
we
out for
gotta-
that.
we
Look
gotta
out for
do
that.
that.
Look out for
Series
that.
on that.
But yeah, so like just that interesting nugget about the title, and then as far as the cover, I just like that it just represents like is
The
for me it's like
2000
it's a new Lil Wayne. It's like his previous album covers. Cash Money had a they had a standard look for how their albums
very
looked.
blingy, right?
Very shiny, blingy.
The same template sometimes.
Yeah, like all the old Cash Money albums followed that same template.
Right,
This is one of the first that broke away from that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the Hot Boys, they left, you know, Juvenile left, Turk, BG. You know, Cash Money at this point is really just Birdman, Manny Fresh, and Wayne. And this is actually Manny Fresh's last album on Cash Money.
project where
He
he's working on.
left after this too.
Yeah.
So this was like it's like the beginning of the end, but also the start of a new beginning in his
True,
his
true,
career, his
right.
life. You know, where he begins to put on,
This
for
allows
Young
him to
Money.
like now kind of go into his own now.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. He's shedding from the hot boy image to now I'm a man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna not only be an artist but a future executive with Young Money.
Right,
Like this is like to me that's why I chose this album. This is like the beginning of the run of Lil Wayne.
And his stance alone has a business type of like, you know, the whole, like it has that kind of like feel like he's in business mode as well, just by his stance and the way his, you know, the way his hands or fists are kind of formed.
And we also, it's funny that you notate the giant career that's ahead of Lil Wayne, but we also have to mention the giant white tee that is Lil Wayne's adorning right here.
The tall tee era, man.
Shaka, AAA,
Shaka, Pro Club,
Shaka, AAA,
Pro Club.
Yo, he would have gotten like if he had the tag sticking out somewhere. I mean, granted, you'd have to flip it around to have the tag exposed.
It's crazy. That's literally the style.
But
that was what we was rocking back then, man.
He like imagine getting securing the Shaka deal. Imagine Shaka secured the Lil Wayne Carter
Pro
deal.
Club, even
Pro Club.
Pro Club had your neck like
oh man.
My god.
Yeah.
Good old days.
AAA had like the rim, like the little rim on your neck.
Oh,
like,
dude!
You know,
you get a Shaka that's Long John style. Mm-hmm. That thing gave you such a raspy voice because it's like gripping your neck. Like,
dude, we should bring that back. Just
make sure that they're not 3 sizes too big now.
Yeah, because we got to make sure that everyone knows around this time the small, medium, large, and extra large actually went from after XL.
Yeah.
So it's XL, XL2, 3, and then 4. Which
2X tall, 3X tall. We were insane, bro.
Compare that with the throwback jersey.
Oh man, that was a 2X, 3X.
Yeah. And then not only
crazy,
that,
man.
you get the it's funny, man, that we actually saw that on the Sports Junkies page. But the headband that went two different ways. You had the one that Quentin Richardson and them and Jamal Crawford were rocking. The one that went like this and then over the head.
I didn't see the one over the head. I didn't see that.
Dude, it's like you're wearing a thong on your head.
Basically.
Like it was like a
double headband. Oh man.
So, but
Crazy.
with this, it is pretty much the prime example of what modern America with the urban high school, middle school youth.
The 2000s style.
It was the white tee. You
baggy
get fresh
jeans,
white tee.
Baggy.
Like
baggy
swap
clothes,
meets were getting net profits, like record net profits, because they had like the 5-pack of white tees.
Come on now.
You know, and then you mix it up with colors. Not only that, but if your Mama San at the swap meet had the printing press, you get your favorite album. You get your favorite album iron on, dude. There's gonna be a couple photos of me in my big ass orange tee with the Black Star album. I had a big ass orange tee looking like a freaking like a highlighter in high school with the big Black Star logo.
I gotta show the one. At some point, I had a big, tall black tee with a picture of Eazy-E on it. Oh man, too
with the
funny.
screen print,
Too
not
funny.
even like just square screen
It's a
print.
big white square with a picture of Eazy-E in the middle. Oh my!
And that's
we,
not
all blurry,
and that was
Black
fresh
Star
back
album.
then.
And that's not even talking about the bedazzled shirts.
Oh,
There's
man.
some like bedazzled
Airbrush.
ones, too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the airbrush.
They'll have like SpongeBob all blinged out.
Yeah, I remember those.
SpongeBob with the
What a
spliff
time.
in his hand.
What a
Patrick with red eyes.
Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
Hooping.
The tiger, yeah.
Tony the Tiger hooping.
Sylvester with the basketball like he's about to do something.
Captain Crunch, like all balling out.
Captain Crunch.
What a time to be alive, man.
You're
Some of
totally
y'all
right.
wasn't around. Some of y'all wasn't around. Some of y'all know exactly what we're talking about.
It's so dope that like just so much style and swag to it, man.
Even with the bling that he has is pretty much going to be real.
Right.
Unless he's rocking the Anthony Edwards style of just doing fake jewelry.
I don't think so.
With,
I don't think so.
But it actually constituted us to come out with fake bling as well.
It
Mean, it was
so
just
Cubic zirconium, like you
it
couldn't
was-
get the real
dude.
thing, so
big old rocks on you. Like if you
I
had
had
your
a
ears
fake.
pierced,
I had a fake Jacob.
yeah,
You know,
you kind of had to.
even at
point.
that level, some dudes had the piercing with the magnet back,
Yeah.
the back, so that you didn't even have to have your ears pierced, and you had a freaking zirconia that was like on your head, like just right on the earlobe.
Oh
We
man,
also had the
the grills too. The grills was a thing. That was coming
all of
out.
that, man.
zirconia Cuban links,
Yep.
and then you had the they made Jacob the Jeweler famous too, like the real ones and the fake ones.
for
Well,
sure.
fake ones for us.
For sure.
Yeah, because I think of during this time too, Mike Jones and all them with the grills, Nelly.
They were mentioning jewelers on,
Oh,
on their verses.
Oh yeah.
Right. So this is during that era as well,
Mm-hmm.
man. But such a classic album cover. I mean, just young. Not even, like I said, not even in his prime yet.
21.
Yeah.
So much
Young
more
Lil
he's going to
Wayne.
do. He's going to end up doing so much more.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to have an album like this. That's going to be, it's like a book at the coffee table. It's going to spark so much conversation if it's clever.
Right.
And like this, it's like, the white tee is going to say a lot for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Jewelry is going to say a lot for a lot of people because, rappers don't typically wear a lot of jewelry nowadays. Like,
the gaudy pieces. Not
Right.
No one goes all out like how they used to have
back
it.
then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, iconic album cover, definitely one that's very memorable. Now, this is going to be the point, guys, where we end up transitioning into the songs that we've chose. We usually choose 3 songs that we get into from the album. And we usually, we take a democratic approach to it. We vote on the songs that we're going to choose. And before we get into that, though, I do want to mention a few things. One, this is a good time right now. If you're enjoying the episode so far, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. We are continuing this journey, going on through different legends in hip hop. So we're focusing on this hip hop genre of music and going into just, the style, the impact, the lyrics. It's all about the music, really, that we're focusing on. And then also, too, make sure you comment, let us know, if you met the MCs maybe, or if you, what songs you liked out of them, what's your favorite bar, what MC you want us to cover next. Like, all these different things helps us to focus our energy and to make sure that we're giving you guys a good product at the end of the day. So make sure you like, subscribe, all of that stuff is going to be important. But also a couple other things too. This isn't the only thing we do. We obviously are still, trying to do our side hustles because we're in California, which is, we're just grinding to make it.
Bills got to get paid, y'all.
Working 9 to 5 on a way to make a living.
There is a couple of things just to I want to make note. One is that this show is we're not making any money off of this.
Literally nonprofit.
This is nonprofit. This is all really kind of just run on 2 barely making it iPhones. Like, we're barely literally
breaking the fourth wall here, Isaiah.
We're literally holding the charge right now. But anyways, just keep that in mind that we are 3 passionate hip hop connoisseurs who really love this shit, and we want to bring you the best product. Make sure that you support that.
Drop a like.
Yeah, drop a like, do all of that because it really is gonna pay big later on, and we're gonna really go far with this, man. So, but also Mark has a pin business. It's really a dope journey that Mark's been on. He's been doing this now for I think 10 plus years for sure.
Almost.
I'm making pins and really focusing his energies on that, and they're really dope. You got to check him out. He even has sports pins and teams and different memorabilia. It's really sick. You got to check it out. Mark, where can they find you to get that?
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out the notoriouspin.com or on Instagram at lnotoriouspin. There's going to be various links to the site store. Put an order in, whether you want something that closely resembles the iPod available in black and white, or something that resembles the Wii remote available in black and white, or maybe your favorite Super Nintendo character, or the controllers to various consoles, Dreamcast, Xbox, the Super Nintendo, again, the N64 in various colors, or even the God of War, Leviathan Axe, and Blades of Chaos. I take pride in it because I do like video games, and I do want to represent what I used to like as a kid.
Yeah.
And that's what the Notorious Pin has been all about. And it's coupled with the hard work and, just wanting to make sure that, a guy that started collecting pins, made pins that he liked, and trying to help out the hobby.
In that sense, they're unique as well. So, that's one thing that also consider. You want some unique stuff, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Most def.
And we do that with we do that through and through at the notoriousspin.com or on Instagram at elnotoriouspin. On TikTok at the
Shameless
at the Notorious Pin.
Shameless promotions here.
Yes.
And then also too, Ali, man. Ali is an author, been writing, and he has a book out that's actually on Amazon. So you guys got to check that out. Ali, let them know where you can find that.
Absolutely, man. You can find it anywhere. It's digital only. Anywhere you can find books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes. It's called Restoring the Feeling. It's my first poetry book. And my second one will be published soon, but I won't really speak on that until I get it published. But definitely Restoring the Feeling out now.
And then also, too, for myself, I'm working on an album. This is my detox. It's been for some time I've been working on this. It is so close. I know you always hear this from every rapper. It's so close to be finished.
Done. It's 80%, it's 80% done.
It's literally that
It's
close,
always
though.
the number. They say 80% done.
So just dropping that seed out there for you guys to check that out when it does become available. It's very underground and indie. So yeah, I'll have my Bandcamp up and when that drops. So now we're going on to the 3 tracks that we chose. We chose Go DJ. Man, we had to choose that one, right? That one's just such a banger.
Legendary.
This is the Carter, and I Miss My Dogs,
Man.
where he goes into this whole situation with Cash Money and everybody. So these are the 3 tracks that we chose. There are tons of great tracks on this thing, man.
Yeah.
Not even including what didn't make the album from the mixtapes. Like, there's just a lot of good shit. Like, you have to really listen to the whole album all the way through. The introduction track is an honorable mention for myself. Which was the other one? The Heat was another good one. Definitely listen through it all the way through. It's worth a listen if you haven't listened through it. And then also, you're welcome, because this is going to be a start of a beautiful journey. I don't know where you've been if you haven't listened to Lil Wayne by now. You must be on a different planet. Yeah. So we're going to get into the lyrics. First song is going to be Go DJ, which Lil Wayne gives homage to the DJ, puts respect on it.
Yes.
Which, is really kind of a throwback when you think of, like, in hip hop, that's the DJ was the first, when you think about it. So that's also pretty cool.
Just a little kind of quick segue on that, just a little hip hop history.
Yeah.
Like, before, when it was all about the DJ, then when MCs were introduced, first it was about getting the crowd hype. And then when they did start rhyming, the original rhymes that MCs were doing were about the DJ. It was about how dope their DJ was, how dope their DJ could scratch. Then it got to the point where, my DJ can scratch, but I'm pretty nice too. And that's how we get to the evolution of what the MC eventually, becomes what we know today.
Yeah. Yep.
The most famous example would be Eric B as president, where Rakim is giving praise to Eric B. Make him clap to this.
Great example.
Great
example.
With this song, we have an intro that we kind of don't want to have sped up. Step up to the mic, dude. Do what you do, you heard? And then it just starts, go DJ, because that's my DJ. Go DJ, because that's my DJ. Go DJ, because that's my DJ. And now, see, this is going to be one of those tracks that's going to pay dividends for everyone outside of the artist. Any DJ that is trying to make money has to play this song.
You have to
get the crowd involved at, like, I don't care if it's a bar mitzvah, quinceanera, freaking birthday,
wedding reception,
because that hook
divorce
alone,
party, marriage party, whatever.
That hook invites you to scream.
Yes, go DJ, because that's my DJ.
Right. And so it's paying dividends for a lot of people, because it could either do it, you either play the instrumental before, your DJ even goes up. It could be even just the DJ before, like, a main show at a concert.
Yeah.
Because the DJ is going to open up for the guy before anything, just to get the crowd hype, because, the 8:30 on-site time, the act's going to be there around 9:15.
Yeah, a little late.
About
Usually.
45 minutes to an hour later.
Fashionably late.
So,
Lauryn Hill.
Not at all.
How to do it for you.
Not at all. But yeah, so you have that. So it pays dividends for a lot of people outside of the song. And that's something to bring up too, because
it's good writing.
right.
Really good
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is a cool way to start, because you go Murder 101, the hottest under the sun. I come from under the Tommy, busted a Tommy. So I'm thinking, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but under the Tommy Hilfiger, whatever, busting a Tommy, the Tommy gun.
Like,
he's going back to the 1930s with the Tommy gun.
Come on, man.
Yeah, already a dope reference. Dope time reference.
Dope punchline as well.
You come from under your garments, your chest and your arm hit. Pow! One to the head.
Now you know he dead.
Now, I play it like a pro in the game.
Already swag, already humor, like already.
Punchlines, double
Punchlines,
meanings.
yeah, story, all that, all mixed
Play
in.
it like a pro in the game. Nah, better yet, veteran, a Hall of Fame. I got that medicine. I'm better than all the names. Simple and effective.
What a way to say that.
Like that's where flow comes into play and delivery.
That's also, I know he hates to be called this, but that's also poetic in the way he framed that. You know, there's this sort of poet
Still going with the last bar.
Yeah.
Better than, he could put somebody that sounds like, that has that AMS, aims, that anybody.
Exactly.
But he says, I'm better than all the names.
All the names.
Hey, it's Cash Money Records, man, a lawless gang. So this is playing and still to the beginning of the verse, talking about the Tommy guns.
And picture this to a hard-hitting beat. Like, it's just, you're getting hit from all angles on this one.
Put some water on the track, fresh for all this flame. Wear a helmet when you bang it, man, and guard your brain. Damn. He's talking about impact now.
And it's it's simple when you think about it. Put a helmet on your head, guard your brain, but it's just, his delivery is just
perfect.
hot.
Yeah, it's putting more emphasis on it, because the flow is spasmatic, what they call insane. That even in my motherfucking aim, I gets dough, boy. And you already know that, pimpin'. 18, how I'm living, youngin'. Show that Bentley.
I have to say, his voice is very unique. He's one of the unique voices out there. I don't think you can duplicate that voice. And if you try to, you automatically will think
you're gonna sound stupid.
Yeah,
trying to copy his voice, you're gonna sound dumb.
You're a deer in the headlights. Stunning my pa, so you know that's in me. Gotti, my mentor, so you don't go there with me. Oh,
it's almost like he's always spazzed. Like he's always spazzing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Because even when he's in like a calm, cool tone, it's almost still kind of like. But then he could also turn it up. Like there's a momentum change he can do.
I hate bringing this up, but it's another reference. It's another reference to wrestling. But the way the Macho Man used to sound. Oh yeah, like cutting promos. Oh yeah, cup of coffee, the big time, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Arsenio Hall. Hey, Macho Man, do you ever cry? Oh, yeah, of course the Macho Man.
That's
That's how he regularly talks.
That's how he talks. That is not a character.
Lil Wayne, you catch him in an interview. Oh man, like dude, he sounds like that.
That's how he talks. That's literally how he sounds.
So it's not
Exhibit. Another guy.
Right.
Exhibit.
Yo,
Exhibit.
he's not putting it on.
DMX, like those dudes, when you hear them talk,
That's
it's
how
not
they
an act.
sound.
That's their voice.
So with him, it's like, dang, like I like the way he sounds. Well, then you're just gonna like the way he regularly talks.
Right. Yeah.
True.
And so that's a special gift in itself, because you don't turn it off, but then you're able to like maneuver and pivot your way into verses to where you know what, you're gonna get something special out of it.
Yeah, different every time too. One of the things I wanted to mention, style-wise, versatility is crazy. You can literally throw Lil Wayne on any beat. It doesn't matter what you throw it on.
Oh yeah.
If you threw him any beat in his prime, he would have taken that beat over and it would have been his.
Yeah.
It's just that sped up.
Yeah.
And that's something you don't want, because that's more room for him to play.
And I just don't know how. Well, let me just rephrase this. It's just so crazy that like no matter like at that period of time in his prime, it didn't matter what he touched.
No.
It was like fire.
Yes. ever. I mean, there was a moment you didn't want Lil Wayne rapping on your beats on his mixtapes because he would make your song irrelevant.
His song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get the Dawson sound effects now. Yoga fire and yoga flame. Just get yoga fire and yoga flame.
Yeah, you know what? All right, we'll do that. We'll do that on the next episode. Too bad I didn't have it on this one. And I move like the couple through traffic. Rush hour, GT bent, Rufus absent. Your bitch present with the music blasting. And she keep asking how it shoot if it's plastic. I tell her, you'll see you'll see your boy run up. She sat back and cut the Carter back up. For sure. Hey, Big Mike, they better step their authorities up before they step to his sergeant's son.
I got army guns.
That's paying respect to knowing that Birdman's the commander, the general.
Yeah.
Because he says he's the sergeant's son.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Or I'm thinking
good point.
Yeah, because he says just, you know what? It may be just Birdman's the sergeant because it's the sergeant's son. I thought it was the sergeant's son.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yo, what's up, son?
Oh, no, he's the sergeant's son. Yep.
Yeah. Got my army guns. Don't even specify what gun you have. Just army guns.
Just army guns. You never harming young. Fly Wizzy. My opponent's done. I'm done talking. Shut up. One of the things I want to mention that's cool about Lil Wayne is like, he doesn't even have to say the whole word. Like he could like cut off half of the word and you get it. Like, and that's really dope the way he does it. The way he does it specifically is dope.
Absolutely.
Because it will just make it fly. Like he just always spitting fly shit. And I ain't just begun. I've been running my city like Diddy, you chump. I fly by you in a foreign whip on the throttle with the model bony bitch. Pair on phony tits. Her hair is long as shit to her thong and shit. Well, here we go. So hold on to this. But you hear that lyrically. Her hair is long as shit, her thong and shit. Well, here we go. So hold on to this. It actually goes further back to the throttle and model bony bitch.
I fly by you in a foreign whip on the throttle with a model bony bitch. Pair of phony tits. Her hair is long as shit to her thong and shit. Like that.
The A, B rhymes.
All to this hard hitting beat. Like
it's just
swag.
The pocket is just perfect.
It's the flow, the swag, the lyrical, and like it's all. Lil Wayne has it all.
Yeah,
basically.
And you got verse 3. Birdman, put the is in the trash can. Leave him outside of your door. I'm your trash man.
Yeah.
I'm steady lighting up the hash and writing in my jag. You will need a gas mask, man. You snakes, stop hiding in the grass. Sooner or later, I'll cut you now the blades in your ass. You homo is getting AIDS in the ass while the homie here trying to get paid in advance. I'm staying on my grizzly. I'm a bona fide hustler. Play me, yo, play with me, then I'm gonna find your mother. Just wanna eat because they ain't nothing but just wanna leave when you say you out of mustard. So I'ma walk into the restaurant alone, leaving behind just residue and bones. In your residence, marugas to your dome, like, what the fuck you holding the coke? Holding your throat. Choke.
You don't think he can go there, but he says walking to the restaurant alone, leaving behind just residue and bones.
Like, that's hard.
In your residence with Rugers to your dome.
Like, where the fuck you holding the coke? Holding your throat.
Choke.
Like, that was hard.
Yeah, a lot of wordplay, a lot of punchlines. And when I was doing some editing on the episode we did with Daylight, I was just really kind of taking away the punchlines, how punchline heavy Daylight is. Since Cannabis, we haven't really seen that. But then I thought, like, as we were doing my homework for Lil Wayne, I was like, Lil Wayne got some punchlines too.
Oh,
like,
yeah. His punchline game is nuts.
And I thought, I kind of felt like the punchlines were like, they're not really around as much these days with MCs. But Lil Wayne's one of those guys that he has that as well in his bag. Like he can pull out punchlines and
punchlines matter, y'all. We still got to bring the punchlines. Radio freestyles. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. We still need that in the game.
But then, like at the same time, like Lil Wayne, he has like some of the dopest verses I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just wanted to note like the one that he did on, I think it was his mixtape where it's like "We Run This Town." Is one of the craziest verses like I've ever heard, and the way he started off, like "We are CARTER. So ready for the war. CARTER. Put the BER. I'm colder than BR. Add another 3 R's. Watch this like DVD VCR. Like
colder than the BR. Add another 3 R's.
That right there is
like that's hard.
That's what we're talking about. Is like his angle.
Yeah. That's a crazy punchline when you think about that.
Yeah.
Like that will go over so many people's heads.
It left you hanging on BR.
Yeah, like what?
BR, and then add another
3 R. Oh, that cold. Okay.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah. Nah, nuts, man.
We're looking from the his perception of lyricism.
Yeah.
Is extremely unique to where, he's putting different, not just saying it, not just with the delivery.
It's clever.
But like with how he's saying it, what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like adding letters to the punch, letters like he just did with his punchline.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
No one's really thinking about those schemes, but it takes a gentleman like him to actually bring that to the forefront, to actually like show you that it is possible.
Yes.
We mention all the time that like there's going to be MCs that rhyme so effectively that we're going to be influenced by them because they make it look so easy that it looks possible.
Right.
Your Master Ace for sure is the person that like when I looked at hip hop, I thought it was mad easy.
Yeah.
Because he did it. He made it look
easy.
It sounded easy.
Lil Wayne shows you the most abstract portion of it to where it's like, hey, look, you can approach it. It may not be as simple as you think it is, but when you find those ways to do it, that's sharp. That's clever.
Yeah.
That's his hip hop.
Yeah, he's
most definitely.
Yeah, he's clever with it, and it's so under the radar because like to this hard hitting beat, you're just grooving, you're just like having fun. But then like if you really like actually listen to the lyrics,
he's really going crazy.
Yeah, he's actually bringing it like lyrically as well. And not just like basic lyrics, like flow, schemes, bars, punchlines, all of it. Yep. All of it. He's delivering melodic, like he's experimented. Like this is just all kind of crazy. So we move on to the second song, which is going to be, this is the CARTER. This is the introduction now, moving away from like the Lil Wayne that and going more into now, this is the CARTER. This is who I am. Like this is an introduction.
This is my favorite song on the album. And this verse is probably my favorite verse on the whole album. He just out the gate just went for it. And I love this verse. He goes, who am I? Young Wizzo, for shizzle, flow sicker than the third flow in hospitals. My charm starburst, my watch skittles. I'm hot sizzle, what up? Hot bizzle, holla at a player. I'm sort of like BD, y'all can't stop my dribble or block the layup. Still soft top the coupe, mommy popper too. Don't chase the feeling, baby girl, let it come to you. Remove the ceiling on the girl, then she come to boo. I'm in a world-class G, mommy fuck with dude. I got lazy boy bank, that's comfort loot. I'm an offense coordinator, run and shoot. You watch your grill, what you ought to do for your ribs get barbecued. And my ribs is showing, they say I'm starving, dude. This is the CARTER, dude. What up, real? Like, that's just, it was effortless how he did that, but he said so much while saying so little. Like, holla at a, I'm sort of like BD, y'all can't stop my dribble or block the layup. Like, this shout out to Baron Davis. Like, he was on the Hornets at the time, so. A lot of Hornets and
we mentioned that big sports guy.
Like
he's always watching ESPN.
Offense coordinator, run and shoot.
And
I got lazy boy bank. That's comfort loot.
Comfort loot. He's on
Undisputed.
Undisputed, right?
On FS1 with Skip. Yeah, he said I got lazy boy bank. That's comfort loot. Like that's just a cool way to just say I got so much money. I'm chilling. Like. Man, I love that verse, man.
Yeah, and it's hard to duplicate that. The only few MCs could pull that off like that, like being at that high level without it coming off like, oh, that's cheesy, man. But Lil Wayne pulls it off, dude. Going on to the second verse, I'm the Birdman. Excuse me. I'm the Birdman, Bird Jr., bitch. I be high in the sky, shit on you and your bitch. I be flyer than your guy. So stuff like that, like the humor, like it's all in there, dude. It's like funny. I be flyer than your guy. You need to lose your prick. Now if you follow everything, just grab a wing and be. We could all the way down to the mall. Bet I buy it all. Young Mar, picture the broad lick. all the way down to the balls.
Then she wipe it off. Man.
Getting money is wrong. I ain't ride it all. I young money a car. I just ride it off.
Oh,
I'm the boss of my own shit. I'm the own clique. I would say fuck you, but go and get your own dick. Clever punchlines, like it's there, man. It's just like, you know, seated in here. Get your game up, boy. Hustle harder. This. Get your game up, boy. Hustle harder. This is the Carter. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, dope message. Like I'm sounding like a broken record here, but literally Lil Wayne has it all, dude. Which is crazy to me, like how you know, I missed that back in 2000s, you know, because it was layered with the mainstream, you know, bubble around Lil Wayne, which is, you know, what turned me off initially from it. But which is so strange, though, because I liked Kanye, you know, and I could say Kanye, same thing about Kanye, you know, in that mainstream light.
Yeah.
But here is somebody who is lyrically just really bringing it, man. And it's so sick.
Yeah. And his chorus, too, even before we end it with the third verse, but it's still, ladies and gentlemen, pimps and players, half-ass rappers and true rhyme sayers. This is the Carter. So hold on to your teenage daughter, because this is the Carter.
A lot more rich and a whole lot smarter. Wayne in your brain, young Carter. Like
now,
that's...
Yeah. Now, if Drake was doing this hook, it might have been a little different story.
Oh.
Teenage daughter.
Sure.
Wow.
But
what comedian is? Find out next week when he gets indicted.
Find out on That's Hip Hop.
Lord.
Find out on That's Hip Hop. No, since we brought him up now, you know, obviously Lil Wayne has brought, you know, Nicki Minaj, dope lyricist, as well as Drake, who I can say, you know, is a machine.
He's going to find his own after a little bit after this.
And, you know, take his own spot in hip hop. And now I don't really know where he falls in this whole beef thing. Have you guys heard of anything like of Lil Wayne?
Only thing I just saw recently, he was performing somewhere and Not Like Us came on. He was just saying, they don't like us. They don't like us. That's all he said.
They don't like us.
He flipped it to they don't like us.
Clever. Yeah. You know, I know he dissed Pusha T as well.
Yeah, they've had their issues. They had their issues back in the day. Yep.
He did do one, and I guess it wasn't as hard hitting, so Pusha T didn't respond to
No, they've had their issues, but nothing. It never got to like a serious boiling point.
Yeah, Pusha T's like playoff Jimmy, and he shows up. It's like, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Interesting because you know I feel like Kendrick Lamar most likely did take something away from Lil Wayne or.
For sure. He was directly influenced by him. That's undeniable.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think Drake and Nicki Minaj are Lil Wayne's biggest accomplishments, to be honest with you. It's one thing to achieve stardom, but to actually be the driving force to stars to not only be equal, but arguably one of them surpass you.
Do you think that
That's crazy.
Do you think that Lil Wayne might regret it a little bit with Drake?
Not at all.
After what Kendrick has brought up and stuff?
Not at all. Only because... To me, like I said, you have to you got to be very secure with yourself. And, you know, for him to be that selfless, because let's be honest, in most history in hip hop, really music period, especially in hip hop, signing to an artist, and a lot of times, to some degree, it holds you back a little bit.
Yeah. Like,
no disrespect, but Jay-Z signed a lot of artists, but it never got to a point where Jay was like, yeah, I'm going to try to put this person ahead of me. Like Beanie Sigel might drop an album, then Jay drops 3 weeks later. Like, bro, like what is that?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Memphis Bleak tried.
Yeah, I'm saying right, but it's like
you know, like I guess I could pose the same question to Dr. Dre. You know, does Dr. Dre regret signing Eminem?
Never.
No, probably not.
Never.
Even though Eminem has had some cringy moments himself.
It's made Eminem's success is why Dre is looked at the way he is.
Yeah, and you look at any rapper, any rapper is going to end up looking like the fool at one point or another.
At one point,
we could take the Dr. Dre point, and you look at him in his younger years as a DJ with lip gloss on and like a shiny outfits.
Or Jay-Z to Kanye, because Jay-Z kind of put Kanye on at one point.
So we take someone like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for jazz,
oh yeah, even that.
Him looking, corning that Hawaiian Sophie video, like stuff like that.
If you around long enough, you're gonna have a misstep at some point.
But somebody probably would have signed Drake regardless. I think I heard rumors that somebody potentially.
I'm sure other people were looking.
Dr. Dre, I think, had an opportunity.
I'm sure other people were looking, but Wayne definitely he had the vision. Yeah. He knew what he was gonna become.
True.
Y'all, let's go to verse 3 real quick. And y'all better blame Baby because he's the motherfucker that made me.
And I'm crazy.
And y'all ask why I never left the Navy because he's the motherfucker that paid me. Is you crazy? Young, Whizzle, baby. Give you your issue. Nina wanna kiss you. No, me no want no bullshit. So stop baller blocking because hood rich, and I floss every day because I could, bitch. So holla at your boy, cause I'm on some hood shit. Like what's really good with your mom or your little boy and your sister looking good. Shit. I'm still Apple Eagle Whizzle 17 Holly Grove. Never ever leave you. I got y'all waiting on my sequel. Putting Easter eggs for the Carter already.
He always does that.
Yep.
Carter.
Let you know there was a second one coming.
Damn.
Out the gate.
He does that.
He already let you know. Track 3 let you know, there's going to be a second one.
Yeah. It's like the Rush Hour thing. He ain't
going to be in Rush Hour 3. That's a good one.
Carter.
Yeah, and it has Carter.
That's on brand. That's funny. Carter.
So then we move on to I Miss My Dogs. Miss My Dogs is a track that's talking about the fallout kind of between his other associates on Cash Money Records. We know that there was a falling out with the crew, Turk, and who else? Juvenile, BG,
and Juvenile.
Yeah, I think Juvenile ended up staying there a little bit longer.
He came back. He left, came back for a second, then left again.
Yeah. But definitely, we know kind of the rumors about that with Birdman and kind of like stiffing him on their funds and everything. And I think he didn't take too well to that when the Breakfast Club had something to say about that, or just weren't putting respect on his name.
Yeah.
Did let him know to put respect on his name.
Put some respect on my name.
But one thing that actually did come to fruition is that Cash Money Records did take over for the 99 and the 2000s.
That's a fact. True. That is freaking true.
Foreshadowing Juvenile, that man.
That's a fact. He called that.
You understand?
Yeah. He called it.
Oh man, you gotta listen to that track. If you've never heard that track,
what?
I don't know where you've been. That track is crazy.
Classic.
Dude. That song got
still to this day.
That song will have aunties move in
to this day. That track
forever.
And if you just look at the science of that beat itself, it's crazy. It's like freaking Mozart the way who put that beat together.
I love that instrumental so much.
That instrumental so
that
hard.
Bridge that goes before the chorus after the first verse.
Even the music video, the way it goes dun dun, and it just shows like like.
Yeah, it's classic.
Nah, it's a classic, man.
Classic.
If you were in the 90s during that time watching MTV,
you're like, is that the girl from Cousin Skeeter? That is the girl from Cousin Skeeter.
Crazy.
Damn.
Crazy. So we move into I Miss My Dogs.
Yes, sir.
Verse 1. And man, I miss the times we would shine. You would keep me on your side. You would teach me how to ride. And you would teach me how to pride. Then we get on the line and go over our lines. We were in the same position, and that was when we changed position. Shit, I never changed, and I miss you, and it's strange, but I never forget you. Though that ain't you and them bitches, homie, and I know that ain't you with that dissing on me. That's why I never replied and never will. Just let them live, phony. If you ever died, I swear to God, I got your kids, homie. Like, just the depth.
That's dope.
Like, there's just so many layers to this guy, man. The depth now that he's showing you in this track, and the realism to his bars, and
that's the dope part. It's like, yeah, you got all the songs with the swag and the other stuff, and that's cool.
Clubs,
but when he got a chance to actually say something, he's gonna do it.
Yeah, a great way to put a track like this together, man. And then so I'll take care of your kids, homie. What's mine is theirs. I gotta give you, homie. I gotta give, homie. And yeah, we still an army in this bitch, homie. Yeah, cash money, still this same shit, homie. That's really real. Is you, real me. The hot boy shit still in me. Word to giggity. And I ain't got time to speak the history. I miss you, and I know you missing me, Jizzle. But yeah, and then he goes into the chorus. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Dr. Dre, the track where he was talking about.
Oh yeah, what's the difference?
Yeah. You know that verse. It talks a little bit about the history, and you know that he's pulling all the bullshit aside.
Right,
and just misses his homie.
Right, and the sad part on that was, you know, he feeling all that way when he was gone.
Yeah, right.
You know, at least for Wayne's case, BG's still here. You know what I'm saying? He could hear that and actually see how he was feeling.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
I'll do verse 2.
Yeah, the chorus was also great though too. You mentioned that. That's also another thing to mention.
And I remember when you came to the clique, I had already made my name in the clique, but you got famous and shit. I got my soldier rag and dang on my shit. I was honored just to hang with you, shit. And I banged to the boogie bang bang with your clique. And I ain't even from the 3. My hood was angry at me, shit. But I rose to my feet, played the post with the heat. At the shows while you performed and posed, I was waiting for it to jump. See, I was patient, but was ready to dump because you my brother, chump. Real G's never buckle up, but every family ain't filled with gangsters that's real, and that's real, and I would never turn my back or turn you down, even if you turned around, motherfucker, but history is history. I miss you and I know you missing me, Juvie, but...
Dang.
Man.
And not even making allusions to anything, but just literally letting you know, yo, Juvie, I miss you.
Yep, like with all the BS, I miss you. Like
that's crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And these dudes had, you know, they was like he said, they was, you know, talking down on Cash Money and talking down on Birdman and saying, you know, throwing some shots at Wayne too. And he's like, I don't even care. Like y'all was my big brothers. I miss y'all.
And it's tough to even do a song like this because, you know, guys aren't supposed to express feelings like this this time and be, you know, but for him to actually, you know, to gather himself and to produce a song like this where he's like, yeah, like I will let you know that I do miss you, you know, from one man to another. I miss you, bro.
That shows the humility as well.
Yeah.
And this is like you mentioned, Mark, this is at a time where that wasn't cool. Like today you could make a song like this and it would be relatively well received.
Yeah.
2004, not so much. Not so much.
Verse 3, Mark, you want to take that one?
Yeah. You was my nerve, my joy, my hurt, my main motherfucking man, Turk. My partner. I was teacher. He was father. I skilled. He schooled. We chilled. We moved. We thug. We hung. We ate. We slept. Dude, so we're already with this rhyme style that's like not real typical.
Right.
But it takes somebody with this type of charisma, this type of way to see lyricism to make this sound effective.
Absolutely.
Because people could get bored about this. We did this, we did that, this, and the other. No, like we thug, we hung, we ate, we slept, we lived, we died, I stayed, you left. Woo. Remember how we played to the left? How we stayed out of trouble because we stayed to ourselves? Remember Slim and B would leave and hand the keys over, tell us not to go to Uptown when we went straight to the Noila? While I watched you reunite with your soldiers? And yo, mom and brothers, while I lied to the stunner. Yeah, those were my times. Those were the times, my brother. Now I recognize real and I my brother. Yeah, Sam J, my brother. The Scads, my brother. You left behind is my brothers.
I love that.
And I miss my dogs.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes into that chorus, which is really catchy too. And then I like that he dedicated each verse to one of the members. Was actually
the rest of the Hot Boys.
Cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
They all got their their love individually. Yep.
Yeah, their personal like message from them, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
So that's also pretty dope. But yeah, man, epic run. Not only with Cash Money Records, but just the Carter, just like his series with like the Drought, dedication, the mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like we haven't really. Like, it's so hard to talk about Lil Wayne because there's so much tracks, so much body of work this guy's done.
Yeah, and to frame this correctly for you guys, this isn't going to be the album that definitively says, like, no, Lil Wayne is the guy to watch out for, the guy to do this. Like, no, like, we ended up doing our homework on this album and ended up finding out that, like, no, this was number 2 only to that of Usher on the hip-hop R&B charts. Number 5 on 200 overall. Yeah. Right. But like we realized, like, dude, he's not Usher, there yet.
Yeah, Usher was the man too in the early 2000s.
Right, you're not going to top Usher at this point because you're not going to top Confessions at all.
Confessions was our generation's thriller.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the spinoff of That's R&B. No, I'm just kidding. That's R&B. But this is just to frame it correctly, is that, you know, this is just a very small glimpse into what he's going to be doing in the with the Carter saga.
I think this would probably be maybe a second form, barely. Yeah. Like if we're talking about transformations.
Good call.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Lil Wayne with the horns coming out.
Because there is another evolution of like I think there's a time in the 2010s where he starts like dressing like a trucker, kind of almost like with the hat. And so there's different, like definitely different versions, evolutions of Lil Wayne for sure, which is pretty dope. I mean, countless features as well, killing it on so many different features. Like you couldn't, like Ali mentioned, you couldn't like not hear Lil Wayne. Even though I was in my own little bubble, I still heard Lil Wayne.
Yeah. You couldn't avoid him in that.
Inevitable success.
Through coworkers, which is like, he couldn't be stopped. Picture what 50 Cent was in 2003, but like
longer.
Yeah, double it. Like, for like almost triple it.
Right. What 50 did in 1 year, Wayne did in like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, epic performances.
That was a great comparison.
Yeah, epic performances as well.
Oh,
like,
yes.
He's had some memorable performances on TV and like Grammys. Yeah, crazy.
When he's on point, the live performances too.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Discredit that.
Absolutely.
I only say that because there's been instances where he's not able to perform.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah. Takeaways from this album: the Carter 1.
You know, you got your strong debut. We have songs that, given songs that go back to the DJ, go back to early roots of hip hop. A lot of purists are gonna like that. We get the first glimpse into what he's going to be doing with the Carter saga, and that's something we can appreciate too, because we don't get real intense double meanings yet, but we get a fair glimpse into it.
And that's another thing I mentioned. Like, he has the improvness to him. There's the ability to freestyle, and also do the freestyles that are like kind of premeditated, but like still pull those off on those hot 190 or whatever shows, or whatever.
Right.
Like, he pulled those off as well, man, really well.
Yeah, I feel like this album was what I would call the reintroduction to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we had the first version from, back that ass up through the last one was 500 Degrees.
Right.
And then the Carter is like, okay, this is the new beginning of Lil Wayne. And then we get this version for like the next 2-3 albums. And then after Carter 3, there's another version. And that's we get these different evolutions. But I feel like this was like the reintroduction of Lil Wayne as a adult, but not just as an adult, but standing on his own, because the Hot Boys weren't around anymore.
Yeah. Second Form Frieza was a great addition.
That was a great, second form.
Yeah, because he really proves himself at this stage here. Like, this is the moment where he was the new face of hip hop.
It was coming.
Yeah,
because we always talk about that, like face of the NBA and stuff. This Lil Wayne was the face of hip hop
for sure.
For a period.
Yeah, 50 still around this. You had your 50 Ja Rule and Jay-Z, because Jay-Z still came out with the Black Album as well.
Right.
So Lil Wayne is making a strong presence.
I think Kanye
was out. Yep.
Kanye just dropped. What year would give Kanye?
It's 04. It just dropped. College Dropout just came out.
Yeah.
No, it's I mean,
but he still
as-
on the come up though.
Yeah.
I would say he was probably the face probably around graduation.
2006.
06, 07.
Something right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Lil Wayne just
Compromising people's vision with those shutter.
Those stupid shades.
Those shutter shades.
This dude at my job, I used to work at a pool, and this dude literally was wearing them shits. I'm like, 'cause we could wear sunglasses at the job, but I'm like, bro,
You wear sunglasses.
but you wear those?
Yeah.
yeah.
You wore those?
You got me my wrong drink. How do you know? Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Can't see.
Yeah, Lil Wayne, more than a legend, man. Very iconic. One of the few elite goats that we can say.
You had that. Like I said,
have to mention Lil Weezy.
when you had that greatest rapper of all time conversation,
Lil Weezy's there.
Lil Wayne has to be mentioned.
Body work, sales alone, because numbers don't lie. That alone already.
The numbers, the longevity,
Yes.
the body of work, the great albums, great features. He's worked with almost all the other greats. It's not much really, left to be said, really.
Yeah, when he gets introduced live, he should just go out with the Undertaker. Gong.
Yeah.
Gong.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Let you know that he's coming.
Yeah, that's a dope comparison too. So you gotta, listen to this album once again if you've listened to it, plenty of times, but it's been a while. This is a reminder to go back and listen to that great masterpiece piece of a work, even just the Carter series, because this begins the Carter all the way. I think the last one I did was 5, right? And that was what was that? 2019, I think.
Yeah, Carter 5 was 2018. It was 18 or 19. It was a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, 5 was either 18 or 19, but one of them.
Still came with it, even.
Yeah, he's coming out. He's coming out with Carter's like Final Fantasy.
Dude, some legendary tracks this guy's made. So let us know your best Lil Wayne moments, your best Lil Wayne tracks, albums. Like, we want to hear it from you guys.
Features,
What's your little name?
Yeah, what's your little MC name?
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be dope to know. How has he inspired you? What makes Lil Wayne a legend, man? We want to hear your thoughts and opinions about Lil Wayne, and particularly this album and what this album means to you guys. So definitely share that in the comments. And of course, we're putting out albums, or not albums. We're putting out episodes every week.
That's Hip Hop Volume 1.
Mr. Flores, where have you been? But definitely check out this album, and of course, share the episode, like, subscribe. I can't say that enough. This is the altar call. This is where we are calling you guys. This is a calling from God right now. Hit that subscribe button.
Get that thumbs up.
But we are going to continue on the journey. I don't know who's going to be next, but it's going to be good. Recommend even who we should cover.
Yeah.
Mark, give them
Take us
the
home.
words.
To the MCs, if you drop a mic, drop a life.
Yeah.
Peace to the
Weezy,
DJ.
baby.
That's his DJ. That's his podcast. Like, share, and subscribe.
Young Weezy, baby. All right, peace out, everybody.